Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I am Mike, and it is good to be back from vacation. We missed you guys, and we cannot wait to see you tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern live, Tuesday, June 18th. We will talk about all this news. We're going to talk about the Smile trailer. We're going to talk about everything that's happened over the past week. It's going to be a party. So we'll see you guys there. But for now, a Friday the 13th bombshell update. This story from The Wrap just came out, and it's not going around a lot of places now because it's behind a paywall, methinks. But it is crazy, and they kind of unravel everything that's gone down with the entire cancellation, not so cancellation, sort of kind of two fingers, I meant three, semi-cancellation of at least Brian Fuller's version of the A24 Friday the 13th Tangle Tits TV show on that was supposed to be on Peacock that got canceled out of nowhere. If you're wondering what the hell's going on with my eye, I don't think it's pink eye. I think I got something from the ocean in there. I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna get my nuggets. Don't you worry about how. What movie's that from? Comment down below. Let's get into this article and what they said. The first thing I noticed about this, maybe you guys knew this, I didn't, is that Charlize Theron was going to be the person who played Pamela Voorhees. She was going to play Jason's mom in the series that had been described as a prequel remake U-quel, which was going to start as a prequel but end up going through the series. More on that in this. Something crazy about that we're going to talk about in this as well. But I had no idea that they had cast her or were going to be casting her in that role, so that's nuts. They mentioned in this article that's kind of all over the place, by the way, that there was a Kevin Williamson pinned episode, which we did know this already, but I did not know it was being described by the people around the show as the Rubby Baby Buggy Bumpers, as the Red Wedding episode of the series, which is Game of Thrones people, you know, I believe it was season 4 when shit just went fucking cuckoo, and it was one of the best episodes of Game of Thrones. Very, very violent. Super violent, but he was going to direct that episode for them, and it was going to be set on a frozen crystal lake where all the cabins were covered by snow drifts. It was going to be Jason in the snow. It was going to be Jason in the fucking snow, which we know our friends at Wompstomp did an amazing job of that with Never Hike Alone too, but still, God damn it. That would have been cool to see. But the problem with the show was allegedly, if you read this article, and it really does, there was just nothing firm. Honk honk. It was right back and forth between everybody. It was all anonymous sources. Half of the people were saying it was A24's fault. Half of the people were saying it was Brian Fuller's fault. And it's just kind of a hodgepodge of people talking stuff. But the gist for all of us that comes out of this is that the show was pretty much scrapped and is going to be brought back to life, more on that later, because A24 and everyone was extremely over budget. The show had an $85 million budget, which is a lot for a Friday the 13th TV show. This is something I still can't understand, why the fuck it's so expensive to make a dude running around in a hockey mask killing campers, but whatever. But the problem was that they were over budget, and a lot of people blame that on Fuller and other things, but a lot of people blame that on A24. And a lot of the people in this article are saying A24 had no idea what they were doing, getting in with an IP this big. They're used to low budget stuff. They got in with this IP and just could not handle the prices being thrown around and all that stuff. So it was inexperience on their part, on executive producers' parts. And again, this is all allegedly just coming from anonymous sources, but that seems to be the gist of what they're saying. A24, meanwhile, says, hey, we just did this show, Project Booby Coup or whatever it's called on HBO, that had the budget and half of that. So that's not the case. So who knows what's actually true there. But the Wrap did point out that they looked at the books and they were in fact somewhat over budget. So that could have been a problem for sure. The weird thing is that they also say in here that A24 had a call with NBC Universal, pitched them what they had going on, and NBC Universal said that was exactly what they wanted to hear. And this is just a very short amount of time before they ended up firing Brian Fuller and everything that was going on there and canceling their original idea for the show. So that was weird. Another problem was the whole writer's strike that happened. They were already working on the show before the writer's strike, and then after the writer's strike changed all the rules, they came back together, and A24 allegedly no longer wanted some of the writers that they had in the writers' room because they didn't want to pay the new rules for the writers, which I think is probably a big no-no where all that shit goes. So that's just what they say. But allegedly, these some of these writers are still owed over $100,000 for their work that they did on the show. Allegedly, that's what they say. But what is wrong with my? Stop it, you piece of shit. I look like a white chick at Target. Here's where it gets really interesting about what we almost got. Now, I don't like this. Tell me what you think about it. We will talk about this tonight in the show. I'm sure everybody's going to have awesome opinions. You guys always had the best ideas and stuff. But the idea for the show was that it was going to be a deconstruction of the first 4 movies in the Friday the 13th franchise. So allegedly what they were going to do was they were going to go back and forth between their story and tie in some stuff from the first 4 movies and kind of remix the lore around all that a little bit, which is wild to me. And I honestly hate that. I think if you're going to tell, like, we already have those movies, you know what I mean? We even have a remake of the first and kind of second movie with the 2009 movie. I think that they were kind of finding their way to Jason in those first couple of movies, and then it came to fruition with what many consider the best Friday the 13th, right up there with Jason Lives, is Friday the 13th Part 4. Now, if you want to say, hey, this is basically our version, a remix, respin of the first 4 movies, ending with Chapter 4, with the final chapter or whatever, and then just, I don't know, to me, if you're gonna tell a Jason story in 2024, stop going back to old shit. Take it, do something new with it, move the plot forward. I don't understand why you would go back and remake that, but this is also exactly what I've said for a while they should do with the Halloween franchise too, so I can't say anything. And by that, what I mean is they should start the story with brand new characters, keep Michael Myers just the same. I like the way he looks. Don't touch him, Men's Warehouse. But as you go through, you just pick and choose the best shit from all of the sequels, just the best stuff, and leave the worst stuff behind, but interject those into a Halloween TV series. So if they do it that way, great. But if they're doing it in a way where we kind of know how the story ends, that I wouldn't enjoy very much. So I don't know. I'm kind of in between on them. I'm kind of talking myself out of it. I was ready to bitch about it, but I was like, that's exactly what you said, you stupid red-eyed fuck. So I don't know. Maybe that would have been cool, but it's not happening. Haha. Probably not. There is a chance that they do end up using this script. So what they're saying here, though, is they're saying that we're still going to do the show. Everyone basically is saying, no, we are all in. And you know they're all in because they spent a lot of fucking money on this. And really what it sounds like at the top from the budget down is that the people working on this show, whether it be A24 or Brian Fuller, there's some people alleging that he was far more interested in working on his movies like Dust Bunny or whatever than he was actually paying attention to this. And that kind of checks out from what I've seen with him. You've seen this happen with him on several other shows and things before. And also, like, you are the showrunner for a Friday the 13th show. Like, that's a big deal. And it felt like he never talked about it and was always talking about, hey, remember when I did this cool shit with Hannibal? Like, if you followed him, it was like he barely ever talked about it. It always seemed weird to me. So, I don't know, it's all alleged, but that makes sense to me. But they're saying, we're still going to do this. We're still going to make this series happening. They swear they are, and it's a huge bummer for all the people who worked on the show because they had like 8 months of work planned. The crew and cast had jobs for 8 months, and it's just gone like that. I feel terrible for them. That sucks worse than anything. But they say they're still going to make the show, and here's something really fascinating. One of the names that keeps being brought up, allegedly, is Nick Antosca, who did a lot of stuff on Channel Zero. You've seen some of his work before. Jay and I both read he was supposed to do a Friday the 13th movie. And if I'm not mistaken, I have to go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure this is the one that involved Jason's family as well. It involved Elias and things like that. I think what we should do, I think with this, given this news, there should definitely be a reread of that script and maybe a video for it for sure. But I will put the video that Jay and I did, which I don't remember too much of, to be honest with you, at the end of this video. So if you want to get an idea of Nick Antosca's idea of a Friday the 13th, it'll be pretty much in this video where we go through the hits of this script with you. And I'm not that interested in Jason's family. I never have been, to be honest with you. So I don't know how I feel about it right now. I'm going to have to reread that script a little bit for sure. But maybe this is for the best, and maybe we're still going to get Crystal Lake. It's just going to take a little bit longer, and maybe it'll be a lot more simple, you know? Let's make this shit simple. Stop overthinking it. It's Jason in a hockey mask. Make it fucking rad. Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? What are you waiting for? Anyways, I love you guys so much. There may be something coming up for the Smile 2 trailer too. I don't know. A lot of stuff going on. I'm a mess. I'm a wreck. And I love your all's fucking faces so much. Thanks for watching this video. Please click subscribe if you want to. And clicking the like button helps this video a lot. Because we say things like, fuck, shit, cock and balls here. And YouTube likes to bury us in the search because of that. So please, if you do that, we really appreciate it. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Yabba dabba doo. I'll see you fucking tonight. I live down by the lake. Stab your dick with a rake. got from my shed this afternoon. My mom is just ahead. She smells like pure hot shit on a corn dog, getting fucked by 2 raccoons.
I'm just ahead. With a nice sweater, Jason. Yeah.